Hi guys, it's Dakota. Hope everybody's doing well today. I want to talk today about key magic, K-E-Y, key magic, like a house key, car key, a key. Um, Not specifically those types of keys, but just key, key magic. And keys, one of the reasons I decided to do this video was I was listening to a show last night, and they used the word the key to success. And I went, the key to success, key. What does key mean? Key to my heart, the key to the answer, the key to the lesson. So key to me, I realized, holds a lot of power. Now, I knew that it did because I do use keys in my spell work, and I'm not going to tell you that I use it often, but I have used it, and I use it occasionally. I also use keys in my healing practice. I am a Reiki master teacher, but this is not for Reiki. I've used it when I also do chakra aligning, balancing, and if you're not familiar with chakras and you don't know what I'm talking about, I did a whole series on chakra magic. And if you go to the homepage on my channel, and under playlist, you can click that and you will see the chakra series playlist there. It makes it easier, or you can just scroll through the channel and find the series there. But that was chakra magic, and I was doing spell work with each of the particular chakras, and each chakra you should do one a day. So that's what that was all about. This is a little bit different. So, but I will tell you this, that traditionally to align our chakras, we use stones. And there are certain stones that resonate with each of the 7 chakras. We have more than 7, but I'm talking about the 7 major chakras. And so there's stones that we use to help align and balance those chakras. And years ago, I have my own technique for doing chakra aligning and balancing. So any of you who are watching that are close by to where my store is, if you decide you want to have your chakras aligned, give us a call or stop by and we'll set up an appointment for you and we'll talk to you about it then. But it is a really, really awesome experience, in my humble opinion. But one of the things that I learned, so you can lay stones on yourself to align your chakras. You can. We sell these. It's a kit. The stones are flat, so that as you lay them, they don't tumble off. And so you can lay the stones yourself on yourself. Have some meditation music or something like that, and they align. But one of the things that I realized when I decided to do the spell work for the chakras, I was having some issues, and I was really focused on one particular chakra, and it just felt off. I couldn't get it balanced, and I thought, I need a little oomph to this, and that's what inspired me to add magic to my chakras. So, and I don't do that every single time that I'm doing an alignment. Just when I feel like that particular chakra is messed up and it's just not working with the stone, it needs a little bit of spice, then I might do the spell work with it. Again, I'm not talking about spell work, but I had a client a few years ago. This was pre-COVID, so it's been probably 3 or 4 years ago now, even though I know COVID's only, we're coming up on 2 years. It's probably been about 3 years, 4 years ago. I had a client that was really suffering and really dealing with some heart chakra issues. And I had done chakra aligning on her using a special technique that I use. I had tried Reiki. We had really, really focused and worked on that heart chakra, and really, really having some difficult time getting it to balance and getting her to release that energy. And so it came to me that, well, key to the heart, let me try something. So I placed the stone on the heart chakra, and then I used a key, not this one, but I used a key, and I laid the key next to the stone on the heart chakra. And then I did what I do for chakras. And you can believe me or not, but within about a week, and maybe it was time for it to happen, but I think in about a week, she noticed and I noticed because she came back in for another alignment, and I noticed that this different in energy when I was just feeling the energy. And she said that she told me something about something that she had done, and it was something that she hadn't been able to do, and now she was able to do it, and the steps were baby steps, but I really think that it worked. So again, I think that key is really, really powerful. The other thing that came to me is putting it under your pillow and sleeping with it. I have a terrible time remembering my dreams. I cannot for the life of me remember my dreams, no matter what I do. I sleep with all kinds of stones. I go into bed and into right before I fall asleep, I will remember my, I try all the manifestations and the affirmations. I will remember my dream, and I just can't. I don't know why. So the key might help open up some of the visions that you had during your dream, or at least open up a message portal so that you can at least receive a message that you got from your dreams. So I really, really enjoy working with the keys. Now, in the medieval days, the blacksmith were known as magical people. I'm not saying that they were sorcerers or that they were witches or any kind of thing like that, but they were considered magical, and they really were magical if you think about it, because they would take a hunk of metal and melt it and then hammer away at it, and they would come up with swords and knives, and they made cauldrons and chains, and they made keys. So there is this thing that I hold with keys. First of all, this key here I bought years ago, probably, I don't even know, 20 years ago, at an antique store. I've had it for a very, very long time. And one of the things that I was drawn to about this key was that, sorry, my phone is buzzing at me, get off. One of the things that really drew me to this key was, see how it's bent? I love that. I love that it's bent. I thought, wow, was somebody trying to get out of something, or was somebody really trying to get into something? It's not twisted, it's just bent. So then I wondered, well, did somebody do that on purpose? Just bend it to see if they could? There's also, if you look into your folklore about the Fae do not like iron. They believe that it bends their energy. And I sometimes I wonder, did, was this perhaps dropped or dug up somewhere where the Fae were, and this was their energy trying to push it away? Who knows, And I wonder who owned this key? Who owned this key? Who held this key? What was it used for? So I love finding keys. There is this huge mystery to keys. It not only do keys lock, but they unlock. They unlock this mystery of what's beyond. Because even your house key, when you unlock your door, that door is an obstacle, right? It's an obstacle. So you unlock the obstacle, which is what keys are for. They unlock obstacles to get you beyond so that you can move forward, or so that you can see what else is there. And whether it's your house or not, because you don't know what you're going to see when you open your front door. Your dog may have chewed your chair up. You don't know. So I hope they didn't, but you just never know. So there's this enormous mystery for me that goes with the key. Keys are good for offerings if you work with deity that are key-bearing deity. And so it's a great offering for them to give them keys and work with keys. This key, it's a little charm, got it at a craft store. You can see where it's supposed to hang on a necklace or something right there. It's really, really lightweight. I could probably break it in half. I keep this in my bone throwing pouch. So it's part of my bone throwing miscellaneous things that I have in there. And so you can use it for that. If this were heavier, you could put a string on it or hang it on a chain and use it for pendulum, for divination. You could use it for that. I found this. Now this I love. I found this at a craft store, probably Michael's or something, and it was in a, let me hold this on this side. It's a, do it this way. It's a little padlock and a little tiny skeleton key. You can see how small it is, about an inch or so. Little tiny padlock. And they came, I don't know, 12 to a package, something like that. I bought several packages because for some reason it just really resonated with me, and I said, I can use that for something. Well, a few years ago, again, I was doing a green mojo bag, whatever you like to call them, a little pouch, spell kit pouch for a client. And so after I got done making the pouch, I brought the key and the padlock out, and I locked that intention. I locked that petition. I locked that energy that of what it was that my client was trying to manifest. I locked it in there, and then I took the padlock, and as I tied the pouch with however many knots I needed at the time, I tied the padlock in with those knots. So then the only way you would be able to undo that is either to cut the strings entirely to open it up, or to untie each string, remove the padlock, and keep untying the strings. But my thing with that, which is what I told my client, should you decide to do that and should you decide to open that pouch, then the consequence will be yours. Either everything that we've worked so hard for to manifest will just be exposed, or you know, it could be a whole Pandora's box. We don't know. So best to just leave it alone, right? So yeah, so I bought several of those, and I've used them several times for different things. Spell work, I've used it for all different kinds of things. I've put them in candles when I've made candles, like a votive or something. I've actually put these in as the candle was melting. For a road opener or unlocker kind of thing. Yeah, so they're really, really good. So they can unlock things that you are trying to open up to, or they can block things that you are trying to protect yourself from. One of the cool things about keys that I like, if you are in a position where you are not out yet, for whatever reason, you don't want to be, who knows? None of my business. I don't care. But you want to practice. How can you do that? How can you use key magic and not expose yourself? Well, you could enchant your key, put your intention into your key, hold it during a meditation or a visualization, or whatever it is that you can do without anyone really noticing and paying attention. Put what it is that you want into it and put it on your key ring, because who's going to know? Who's going to, what's that extra key? You know, they're not going to know. So you can always enchant your key and carry it with you that way, which is a really good thing. So you can put them in anything, pouches, jars, bottles. If you can find, they have little tiny keys. This one, the head is still too big to put in my oil jars. So I need to find something, even with something with a smaller head, This key is the right size. I love it, but it won't fit in. The opening is too small because I would love to start using it in some of the oils that I make. All right, so there we go with the keys. Unlocks or locks. Choose your poison, and we're going to do a little bit of spell work right now. But I want to show you what we are going to use. We're going to make a spell box. And so let me pull up this. Okay, so we're going to make a spell box. Here's a box. Bought it at the dollar store for $1. And however, I've had this. I've had it. I have several things because one can never have too many jars, right? We hear that all the time. I have jars, but I don't, you know, I keep my herbs alphabetized in little plastic bags because I'm OCD, and when I have too many jars, it becomes overwhelming. I have to search for things. I don't like that, and then you have to clean them. I have to clean them. I don't know about you, but I can't have dirty. I don't like dirty, so I have to clean them. So I keep mine in a plastic bag in a tote. And that way I don't have an excessive amount of herbs because let me tell you, a pound of lavender is huge, huge. So don't order a pound of lavender or you'll have this huge pound. You know, lavender doesn't weigh anything. It's a huge bag of lavender. And if you buy organic, I'm going to throw this out there because I have a store and I sell herbs. When you buy or you know, big amounts of herbs and they look really witchy, they look really cool in their jars. But when you have large amounts like that, over a period of time, if you buy organic, which I love, that's what I try to buy for the store whenever I can. There are some herbs that are not available from certain dealers that are not organic. I don't suggest you use those in your tea, but it's up to you. However, herbs that are organic means they have not been sprayed with a pesticide. Therefore, your herbs can end up with bugs in them. Yes, they can, with bugs. And those little bugs, I forget what they're called, they spread. They can get in your jars because they came on the herb. The seed was on the herb, the egg was on the herb, and they harvest the herbs and they package them up and they send you the herb, and then you put the herb, it's exposed to air, you put it in your jar, the jar has air. It can live and it gets bugs, moths, all kinds of things organically. So just remember that. That's another reason why I don't like to do the jars, because I keep them in the little bags. I go through, you know, and then I'm able to replace this fairly easily and quickly. I remove the air when I seal them, and they go in a tote. So if there's a bug, I only lose the herbs that are in that particular tote, which is a lot, you know, but I don't lose massive amounts. Okay, enough of that. All right, so I have some boxes. So this is the box that we're going to use. I'm going to do a protection spell. Now, this spell is not for me. It's not for anybody. I'm just going to show you, okay, how I would use the key to do this. All right, so you're going to need a little box. This box, and we're going to use a lock and a key. Okay, we're going to use a lock and a key because we're using key magic. Or we're going to use a key. Let's not use the lock. We're going to use a key. All right. Well, guess what? This box has no way of locking that. There's no hole really or anything to put a lock on there. It just opens. Okay. Well, how do we lock that? That's what I'm going to show you. All right, so I'm going to move the camera down and then we'll talk. Okay, so what you're going to need is you're going to need some kind of box, okay, little box. you're going to need a candle preferably a candle in the color that corresponds with your intention. Now, I am doing protection. I'm using white because I didn't have black, and white covers everything. We have a saying, and that is, when all else fails, use the color white. So I'm going to be using white, but you could, if you're doing a healing or you're doing love, feel free to use whatever color works for you. Actually, I started out, I was going to do something for success, but I changed my mind and I'm doing it for protection. So I'm going to be using a tea light today. I have already, I just put a pentagram in the center of it, but you're going to need a petition, all right? An intention, a petition, whatever you'd like to call that. Write out what it is that you want. What is it that you desire? What is it that you're trying to lock away? In this case, we're going to be locking. So what is it that you want to lock up? Since I don't have a petition for you to look at, that's because I wrote my petition on the bottom of my candle. I also, around the edge, this is the great thing about tea light. They come in these little either metal or plastic little things and holders, and it's so awesome because you can write all around the sides. You can carve on your candle, everything. If you get the tea light that comes out, you can do the same thing. Write it on the inside and carve your candle all up all around it and put it in there like that. So you can do a lot with tea lights. I'm showing you a tea light today. All right. Now, we're not necessarily working with fire, but you know me. I use fire for a lot of things. So if you decide to use a candle, or if you just want to write your petition, you want to anoint it. So I am using rue because, and I'm going to go around this candle 3 times. I'm using rue because smells good. Because I use rue in spell work, mojo bags, or an incense, or even as a purifying of space. So that's what I feel the properties of rue are. I know that rue can mean several different things and be used for several different things. But I'm using it here for the kind of the purifying of such thing. Next, I have cloves. All right, I'll spill some out here. What I'm doing with the cloves are good for protection. And I am just going to, if I can, I need my hole puncher. Let me get it. So it's good for protection. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to put my cloves in. I'm going to do my holes first. I'm going to put the cloves in each of the cardinal direction points on my pentacle. I'm just making a hole. Should have pre-done this. Oh shoot, I did that one too hard. All right. And now I'm going to just stick my cloves in there. They are for protection. That one already, it broke my candle. That's all right. All right. Okay, so there's my cloves. So it's been anointed, etc. All right. Your petition, if you don't want to do this, absolutely fine. I use fire in almost everything I do. Oh, look, my Harry Potter shirt. I do fire in almost everything I do because that's what I work with. So I'm doing this because once I get my box done, I will sit with it in front of the candle, and this is my focus. The flame of the candle helps me to focus. So that's why I use that. All right. You're going to choose whatever herbs for your thing that you're doing. So we're doing for protection. You're going to open your box. You're going to put your petition in your box. Let's pretend that I have this. Okay, there's nothing on it. Nothing on it. If I'm sealing it, if I'm locking it, and I'm trying to bring it forward towards me and lock, I'm going to fold this towards me. But if I'm trying to keep away, I'm going, trying to keep energies away, then I'm going to fold it away. You will have already anointed this, written it out and anointed it. I'm folding it away because I want it to keep the energies that aren't serving my highest good away. So I fold it in half. I'm going to put this in my little box. Okay, in my box. And then all I'm going to do is add the herbs that are for the things that I am trying to manifest or release. So I am using blue violet. Blue violet is, and I just use a hearty pinch. I use a hearty pinch. You can use as many herbs as you want. Most of the time, as you know, I work in threes. So it would either be 3, 6, or 9. But not always. Not always. I have to go with the flow. The next thing I'm going to use, the blue violet is good for protection, which is what I'm using it for. The other thing you could use cloves if you wanted to add more cloves. We'll add these little cloves down here that were on the table. We'll put the cloves in there. Add as many as you want. Next, I'm using the chicory root because even though I'm locking this, I'm sealing it. The thing is, I'm still trying to close. I'm trying to, how do I say this? I'm trying to remove that obstacle that's preventing me from having protection. I hope I said that right. I'll have to play this back and see. I put the chicory root in there. The other thing that you can use for that is honeysuckle, which is really good. I'm also using red clover. Now, I tried to pick things that you can get either at your supermarket or you can just go outside and get it from nature. Honeysuckle, at a certain time of year, go out there, pick it, and dry it, save it. Clover, don't pick it all, don't mow it, the bees love it. Pick what you need, just pick what you need, dry it out, and you can use it. It's, you can get it, I don't know where you can get clover. You can get clover at my store if you don't get it at the outside. So you can use red clover for, it's good for success, which is what I am trying to do here. I want success. So you can use, anything for success. Then I'm using cinnamon. You can get cinnamon powder at the dollar store. I don't sell it because you can get it at the dollar store. I cannot sell it for $1. So I'm going to use cinnamon, and I'm just going to sprinkle some in here because you can use cinnamon or you can use ginger, because I'm trying to speed this up. I want to speed this up. I want it to happen now. I want protection now. I'm going to add, this is a piece of rosemary off my vine right out there, or off my bush right out in front of my house, or my front door, I mean. And I just picked it. So I'm going to, rosemary is really good for protection. I'm going to lay that in my box as well. The next thing I'm going to use is, I have these little evil eye beads. They're called all-seeing eyes, but we call them evil eyes. And we sell, not the beads, but I sell all different types of evil eye or all-seeing eye things at the store, bracelets, pendants, wall hangings, all different types of all-seeing eye little things. And that is to ward off that energy as well. So I am going to put my bead, yes, I make bracelets, so I'm going to take one of the beads and I am going to put that in my little box as well. If you want, you can add some oil to that if you want. Then I'm going to close it up. And also, if you want, you can glue, if you've got some hot glue or wax. I'm going to show you something here in a minute. You can close your box up like that. Feel free on these boxes if you want. You can draw sigils on them, you can paint them, you can decoupage them, you can leave them plain, you can do whatever you want to do with those. All right, the key. Here it is. Here's my key. I'm going to lock this. I've got my beeswax candle. I'm going to light it. I use the beeswax because I like the way, well, because I like beeswax for one. You can either do this over the lock if you want, but I'm doing it right here because I want to show you something. I'm doing it right on the seal of this box. And I'm going to take the key and I'm going to drop it right in that wax. And you know, if you wanted, you could have put the little padlock in there. And if you want, you can put the padlock on here. How cute would that be, right? That would be cute. I want this to dry so I show you. So now this box is locked. All right. Why did I do this? Because you're going to take your box and you're going to put it somewhere. You're going, if you want to hide it, put it under your bed, put it in a closet, put it up in the attic, bury it in the earth, wherever you want to put it. Or if you want it to be out in the open, you can put it on your altar, wherever you want to put it. But here is the thing. This is sealed. The only way this will open would be to break this seal. That way you know somebody's been messing in your stuff, right? So that's why that. The only way somebody could get into this, including yourself, would be to break that seal. And again, that will be up to you. Do you have a reason to unlock this? We've sealed this. We've locked in our intention of setting boundaries, of keeping that energy that isn't serving our highest good. We've locked that away. So if I open this, perhaps something is going to happen that isn't serving my highest good, and that's not going to be good. So that's what I do. Fun little project. You can make these aesthetically pleasing. I am not a crafter, as you can see. I'm just not. Oh, and I forgot to light my my votive, or I'm sorry, my tea light. So this was just a demonstration. This was just an idea of what you can do with key magic. So many things. Lock it away. Even this, okay, even this just came to me right this second. Even this. Let's say that something has really been bothering you. and you've been meditating on it, and da da da, and now put it in here. Put all the things that you don't like, all the things that you don't want, and whatever. Do some magic. Do some magic. You've sealed it. Do some magic to release that. And when you feel it's time to release it, unlock the spell and let it go. Let those intentions go. Let those things that aren't serving your highest good go. Who needs that in their life? So that's what I had for you today. Hope you enjoyed it. I know it was kind of long again, and I know that it was kind of all over the place, but I have this issue with people doing things without having any kind of substance to why they are doing it. They saw it, they read about it in a book. You really do have to understand what it is you're doing and why you're doing it, what herbs you're using and why, and the whole process behind what it is that you're doing. The candle? No, you don't have to do that. I feel if this were my spell, I feel that I would have to do this because I work with the element of fire as my main source. Obviously I work with other elements. I have earth, my foundation, including the herbs. Once this is lit, I've got air, I've got fire. So everything is, and the melted wax is your water. So, I mean, everything is included. I work with the elements in everything that I do. I try in everything that I do. So that is really important to me. It doesn't have to be important to everybody. So this is just an example of what you can do. You have the power to lock, and you have the power to unlock all that you need and all that does not serve you. So with that being said, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys. Love you.